What's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today, I'm here to do kind of an interesting video because what I want to do, obviously as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I want to go ahead and get the cheapest possible drift build in Forza Horizon 4. I'm going to try my best to see if I can do it. If you guys can get an even cheaper one, I guess that'll be even better. As usual, if you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please feel free to subscribe. Last month was absolutely insane. There's been so many people showing support, subscribing to the channel, watching the videos. It was just mental. So let's just hope that December is also going to be the same because, again, without you guys, I probably wouldn't be in this position. So thank you very much. And as usual, I hope you guys enjoy the content. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Let's try and not count the wheel spins because in wheel spins, technically you get a car for free. So it's not really or like the Forza shop or anything like that. So let's do it with in-game credits, okay? Because it'll make a little bit more sense and it's a little bit easier to understand. Anyway, so if you guys know, the cheapest car that you can literally turn into a drift car from the auto show is the Vauxhall. Let me have a look. It's the Vauxhall Monaro. So the Vauxhall Monaro has a decent amount of power already. Power to weight ratio is okay. It's got a decent amount of torque. The only thing that you technically need to do to this car, also big thing, I want to be able to have drift suspension added to a car. So that is the main goal of this video. So if I go ahead and I buy a car that's super cheap, let's say I get something ridiculously cheap, but I can't have drift suspension on it, I won't consider it as a drift build, okay? Because I do know that it's possible to drift or to slide around cars that, you know, they're just, you know, normal cars with normal suspension and stuff like that. You can get them to oversteer easily in this game. But what I want to do, to set that like sort of a benchmark or like a threshold, I want the car to be able to accept drift suspension if it's cheap enough. So, like I said, this is the cheapest one that you can have on with drift suspension. So around 28 grand, 27 grand, I'm pretty sure, because I think drift suspension is around 2,000 credits, if I remember correctly. So having this with that on is around 27,000 credits. Now I want to try see if I can do it even cheaper. And by that I mean let's go into the the auction house and see what we can get for even cheaper than that. So as you can see, I've already tried to see where can we actually find cars. So I've checked obviously from like 1,000 credits and there's no credits up, or there's no cars up for sale. So in the max buyout, I could even try to do, what about max bid? No, I think everything is set to super low. So the starting bid here is 3,000. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. We could get something for really cheap here. What about 2,000? Oh my god. So there's obviously a few minutes left for all of these to sell with 2,000. I'm trying to look at something here that could work quite well for this. I need something that's rear-wheel drive. Ooh, we could go for a Jag. Should we try a Jag? 3,000 credits? Place bid for 3,000? This would be kind of interesting. I feel like this already has like a decent amount of power. Or one of these. Oh my god, there's actually quite a decent amount of cars now that I rechecked this again. Should we just go for a Jag? 3,000 credits to buy it. Jaguar XJS. A big V12 we have in this thing. It might be a kind of a heavy car though. It is C-Class. And it is rear-wheel drive, so we might be able to, if I can slap some drift suspension onto this thing, this might be a good car to turn into a drift car. Might be. I feel like this is also something that I may not even need to do anything to the horsepower of it. As long as I have drift suspension, I have a locking diff at the rear. I feel like this should be pretty easy to turn into a drift car. Please. Come on. Oh, we won it. We won it for 3 grand. Okay. 3,000 credits. I feel like this took way too long to get it. Like I've been at this for about 10 minutes right now and I just got a car. For some reason people are just outbidding me for very pointless cars. So, let's go. Why did I even do that? Let's go and change over to the Jaguar. Where is it? Blind. It's here. We have a Jaguar XJS with 300 horsepower. Yes, it does weigh quite a lot, but I feel like we could do something with this. I definitely feel like we can do something with this. It is front engine. It is rear wheel drive. If we can slap drift suspension onto this thing, I think we're pretty much sorted. Right. Go to this, go to suspension. We can have drift suspension, so that's perfect. Obviously that'll increase our angle, plus I can do a lot of things to that. What about weight reduction? How much is that? That's an extra 2,350. And that brings it all the way up into B class. So we'll do that, and then I'll go ahead and get our diff sorted as well. So 2,250 over this as well. So 6,650 plus 3,000, that is 9,650 so far. So this is a fully stock car as well that we bought here. As for our tires, I don't think I want to change my tires. I want this thing to have like no grip whatsoever. Okay, I'll keep it at that, and we'll see. 9,650. Let me just write this down really quick, just so I don't forget. So 9,650 is the cheapest so far that I could go. As for our tune, I'm gonna bring our PSI for our tires up as much as possible. I'll bring it up to about like 45 PSI, I think, for both the front and the rear for now. And for our gearing, I can't really do anything to this. I may need to upgrade my transmission because it looks terrible. Look how long those gears are. It only has 3 gears anyway, but they look incredibly long. I may just be using first gear the entire time, but we'll see. As for our camber and toe, I'm gonna max everything out like this. This will help my car be a lot slippier than it already is. Anything else here? I'm gonna stiffen my springs up quite a lot. This should also reduce the amount of, absorption the springs have. So it all just goes into the tires pretty much. So the power just immediately goes into the wheels and gets them to spin. Because I don't have a lot of power. Same with the dampers. I'm just gonna stiffen these a lot. I don't know why I don't max them out, which I probably should. But I'll just I'll just bring these up to as stiff as possible, like so. Well, or very, very stiff anyway. And the diff, then we just lock it. Bring this to 100, and then bring this to, is it 100 or 0? I don't really care. I don't know how much of a difference this actually makes. I'll just do it to 100 and 0, which is what some people recommend. And now let's take it out and drive it. I wonder if this is gonna be actually any good. It goes sideways. Second gear is very long. It does get sideways. It definitely doesn't have any sort of grip. Oh, it's kind of interesting. First gear can do about 60 miles an hour. 70 even. What am I even saying? Have I just done the cheapest drift build possible with 900 or 9,650 credits? This was so lucky though that I just saw this thing pop up and I was like, I knew this thing would have like a decent amount of power. This gearbox sucks, by the way. This gearbox is terrible. Let's just go, we'll go to Forza. I'm gonna hop into the festival and I'll buy a different gearbox. I'll buy the, I don't know which one to buy. I think if I buy the sports gearbox, I can still change the final drive, but I'm not entirely sure if I can do it, if like it'll change my actual gears and I'll have more gears than just the 3 that it has now. But I'll give it a shot. It's just gonna be a much better experience if I do, because like if I keep it like this, I could probably still slide it, but it's just not good. So the sport transmission, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it unlocks the final drive, and this one unlocks full gear ratio tuning. So I can add an extra 2,400, and this would probably be overall very, very good. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do that. So now we should be at what? Plus 2,400. We're at 12,050. So 12,050 with this thing. It definitely has the power. I can spin those rear wheels easily. I do need a little bit of a run up for some of the things, for some of the corners, because it will end up. Yeah, this is gonna be much better, I think. having more gears. Like, this is now, third gear is doing the same thing as what first gear was doing, pretty much. So this should make a massive, massive difference now. And I should definitely be able to put my power down a lot better. So yeah, it is a tiny, tiny bit, like, not grippy. Because of these tires. But I still go sideways. Alright, let's try to bring this thing downhill, because I think taking it uphill might not be a good idea. Because it's very, very underpowered. Right, come on. There it goes. It's sideways. Come on, car. The cheapest build I could possibly do at the moment in Forza Horizon 4. It's not bad at all. What about for the longer slides here? Oh, it's a breeze. I'm actually really happy that it's raining as well. Get this thing's wheels to slide a little bit easier. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm not getting a ton of angle here because obviously quite underpowered. So if I increase my angle, it'll just slow down. I won't be able to make it all the way around the corner. It definitely beats the Vauxhall if you buy it from the auto show. And it beats it by a lot, actually. It's about half the price. Actually, it's less than half the price. What am I even saying? Buying the thing itself is 25 grand. We're already less than half that. We're already at like 12,000. Okay, drift suspension is very noticeable. Drift suspension literally just means that we're gonna have a lot more steering angle. That is the only reason why I wanted to have drift suspension. Yes, you can slide around with cars that don't have drift suspension. Yes, you can get them to oversteer, but if I want to have a car that's specifically built for drifting, I would have drift suspension added onto it. And I wanted that to be like a little bit of like a threshold. That makes sense. Okay, I just want that to be a standard upgrade on whatever car I ended up getting. I wanted to have drift suspension. Or else I can literally buy the cheapest car in the game, not have drift suspension, just add like sports suspension or something on it, and then just take it out of sliding. You know what I mean? So, 286,000 points. It's about what I expected. I'm pretty happy with this thing. I think there was another car there that was actually looking kind of good, and that was the BMW Z3 or Z3M, I think it was. I think that one would also be a very, very good car for this. It's small, it's light, it already has a good amount of power. I'm pretty sure it has over 300 horsepower as well. It's rear-wheel drive. It definitely can have drift suspension, so I think that would have also been a very, very good car for this. Probably I'll say even better than this car, because it's lighter and it has similar amount of power. But I'll definitely take this car for this video. The cheapest drift build in Forza Horizon 4. Not too bad at all. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, as usual, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on the social medias. Links to those are down in the description box below. And I guess that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.